Hello, this is Galen Martling, representing Unity Stamp Company today. I have two ideas that I'm going to use for a background, and I'm using a buffalo stamp. So for the stamping by Unity, the kit's called Aging Gracefully, and I'm using sentiment tags as an accent. Now this kit is wonderful to make masculine cards or really cards for anybody who loves nature. And so I'm using the large buffalo, and it's so detailed and beautiful. I'm using that. And I'm also using a little sentiment tag. So I cut a card base in A2 size using green cardstock, and I just trimmed about an inch off of that top fold there to give a peek at the inside liner that I'm going to make with a sentiment. And so that's real easy to do. You just use a paper trimmer to get a straight line. Now I am stamping using the original Misty. I'm using extreme black ink by My Favorite Things for the buffalo. I made 3 passes with this on the Misty stamping. And I also used Ranger archival ink. I used the color of Viridian. And also I'm going to use potting soil later on for the sentiment. And so with the black ink, I am going over this buffalo. I'm going over the Copic friendly ink with browns. I'm starting with dark brown. I'm sorry it's sped up. I'm going to show lots of other techniques in this video, so I just sped up the coloring, but basically I start with the darkest color. And usually where I think there would be shade, like underneath the buffalo and around any of the creases that the artist put in there, I'm going to use dark colors for that. And I blend in about 2 or 3 browns. And then I use the lighter shade for the top of the buffalo, probably because that's where the light would hit the buffalo first. That's my thought process anyway. And then I go in and add some lighter browns. I'll come in again with some darker as well and color that buffalo in. Now I am also going to fussy cut this buffalo, which means cut it out with scissors. And I will be placing this buffalo right onto a background that I'm going to make. And I'm going to show you how I make the background. This is all about scene building for this particular tutorial with a little bit of Copic coloring. And so this is cut out all the way around. And then this is what it looks like when it's finished. It's great. It looks so real. I love the way the artist did this. And so now into the inside of this trimmed A2 card base, I am going to stamp onto the liner. I line it up first without adhering it down, and then I just stamp that sentiment right on the bottom part of that liner so that it shows through to the front of the card. Just what I wanted. It's so easy, and it adds interest to have a little bit of a different shape or layout to the card. Now I had some mountain die cuts by My Favorite Things. That is retired, but you can use your scissors and a pencil and just sketch out where you think a mountain would be or a hill. And you want to make a mask with the middle section, which would be the mountain. And so I'm just holding this middle part down, and I'm going to use green ink blending using distress oxide ink, and an ink blending brush. And I'm just going to go in circular motions many times, get lots of layer and good color, at least the color that I was going for. And I'm going to just gently, on the top of that mask, if you will, I'm going to add a little bit of blue. I'll come in and add more blue later, but I just want to get an overall sense of where this mountain is going to be, and I want to add ink blending and brown for that. So now I'm going to use 2 more mask pieces to line up the top and the bottom of that mountain, and then I'm going to use the brown Distress Oxide ink, lots of layers right there in between the blue and the green, which would be the sky and the ground. This will keep the brown from running onto the other sections with that mask. As a temporary mask, I used some purple tape here to just gently, temporarily fasten it down. And I left a little bit uncolored there on top of the mountain, so I'm going to go over that top part a little bit with more brown right along with that white line there. And then until I'm happy with it. I just missed that little piece there. And there you go. It's pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit more of blue to the sky in circular motions. And there you go. It's the background. It's a handmade scene. No stamping, just masking and ink blending. I heat set that just to make sure that ink is not going to run very much there. So I added a piece of twine and I fastened that panel right on top of that top of the front of the A2 card base. Then I'm going to place with foam tape this buffalo. It in person, it stands out really nice. It has dimension and it's great against this background. This is a great masculine card, or really for anybody. And it opens and closes nicely and adds interest. Thanks so much for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, like, and share. Have a great day.